What if I told you guys there is a team out there that requires no Zeta mats, no General Kenobi,
What?
no legendary characters. It is a completely free-to-play team.
What?
And more importantly, it doesn't need Commander Luke Skywalker. This is going to be an interesting video. A while ago, this came across my table. It wasn't my idea originally. I added some tweaks here and there, but an individual named Cameron, they reached out to me when the Night Sister reworks happened, and they said, hey, can you try this out? And this team, oddly, was very effective against the current meta, even though we have no Zeta mats, we don't have any Commander Luke Skywalker, Legendary, General Kenobi, yada, yada, yada. Right now, we're on my test account, and yes, everything's geared 12, I recognize that, but the good thing is people have been doing this in their own personal servers with an undergeared Nute Gunray, undergeared this and that, 4-star Night Sister Zombie. It's a really good team, and you don't need to have a 7-star Gear 12 Night Sister Zombie to make this work. This will work perfectly fine with the 4-star Night Sister Zombie. So we're gonna take these 3 teams, bring them into Arena, and I wanna show you how good these teams are, and I also wanna show you their weaknesses in case you're curious to try this out. And yes, the 3rd team has R2D2. I said that you don't need legendary characters, and you don't need legendary characters. However, if you do have R2D2, this team becomes insanely better, as we'll soon find out. All right, here we go. Getting into battle. Now we're going up against Captain Rex. He's a fairly popular character nowadays, or for the longest time, I should say. With the exception of this Kylo Ren unmasked, no one really uses him yet because he's still brand new. The whole point of this team is to get each and every person under stealth, with the exception of the Night Sister Zombie. So to do that, let's get Princess Leia under stealth with her special. All right, now with the Night Sister Acolyte, you got to use her basic. She has a 70% chance to go under stealth. There we go. Now, we just got to get Nute Gunray under stealth. He got kind of messed up at the beginning with Han Solo hitting him. And with the Geonosian Spy, just so you know, anytime he gets a critical hit, he gains stealth for a turn. So here we go. Oh, we got a critical hit. So now we're good. So now let's just keep working on... Maybe probably we'll go for Kenobi first because of the fact that he's just going to keep popping in the battle. All right, use the basic. There we go. And we got our stealth. Oh, we lost Nute Gunray, unfortunately. He got demolished at the beginning, but that's perfectly fine. Now, Geonosian Spy, he's a buff dispeller. If you didn't know, Silent Strike, he can actually remove buffs even if they have foresight on them, which is actually very powerful. So here we go. And 33,000 damage. Keep in mind, this is not a maxed out Geonosian Spy. I believe he's a Gear 9 Geonosian Spy. We just got 33,000 damage. So let's keep working on Kenobi. And the good thing is, even though they have Retribution, because of the fact we're under stealth, they shouldn't retaliate. So let's go work on Kylo Ren. All right, we got our stealth. So we should be able to win this battle. Make sure Princess Leia stays under stealth constantly. That's kind of the name of the game for this team. And although I was hoping Nute Gunray wouldn't have died so early, but unfortunately he wasn't able to keep up. All right, let's keep working on. There we go. 1, 2. Yeah, Nute Gunray wasn't able to keep up, but we should still be able to win. The only way this team can lose that I'm using right now is if the other team had a mass buff dispeller like the B2 Super Battle Droid, or perhaps they had, let's say, Baze Malbus. Only way they can defeat us. And the only other weakness for this team, which I will showcase today, is Barriss Zeta. But when you think about that, a lot of teams are weak against Barriss Zeta, so it's nothing too uncommon to see. Okay, let's see. We should be able to get Kylo Ren out soon enough. Can we... okay, we have to force it. We have to get rid of that anyways. Let's see here. Let's see. We might... Let's see. Can we do this? There we go. Kylo Ren's done. So now we get to work on the rest of this team. But as long as luck is on our side and we keep getting stealth, they're not going to get anything. They're not going to be able to beat me. So this team is really effective in that regard. And Night Sister Zombie, man, I knew she was a really impressive character from the beginning, but she opens up a lot of possibilities outside of the Night Sister faction. Simply from her ability to constantly revive makes her a very viable character. And the only thing you need to make this work really is the Night Sister Zombie as well as Night Sister Acolyte, because as long as Night Sister Acolyte's on the field, Night Sister Zombie will constantly come back no matter what. Even if after Annihilate or even after Deathmark from Death Trooper, still, she's going to keep coming back. And we're probably going to lose Geonosian Spy. He lost his stealth, unfortunately. So hopefully we can get him back under stealth in a few moments here, because that's my biggest concern. All right. We lost Geonosian Spy. Keep in mind, he is Gear 9, and to get 33,000 damage on him under this team is still quite impressive. Now, we should actually be able to audit this. As long as we have Princess Leia and Night Sister Acolyte, that's it. No Zetas, no legendary characters, no crazy, stuff going on here. Even the mods on some of these characters are not all that insane. Look, we won. We didn't have Commander Luke. We didn't have R2-D2. No General Kenobi and no Zetas, which is the thing that really makes my mind go crazy. Yeah, Princess Leia has a Zeta, but she just gains protection. It's not that material to the team, so it's not absolutely necessary, but this is just a crazy team. Let's go and try another battle, and I want to further demonstrate how it can be a very powerful team. All right, now we're going up against a typical meta team, of course, with the exception of Kylo Ren Unmasked, which is not that popular of a character right now. This time, I want to showcase R2-D2. Again, he's not necessary, but man, he makes the team so much better because if you can get him out there fast enough, he'll put everyone under stealth right away. So now they have to hit the Night Sister Zombie, and they have no other choice. So, all right, we're going to just keep using our basic. Even though Nute Gunray is under stealth, just make sure you always use his basic or even Night Sister Acolyte's basic. I try to use it as much as possible. And once in a while, I'll go and switch up and use Night Sister Acolyte's second ability. But here we go. We should essentially be okay. All right, we're going to use our AoE. Now, the big issue is, yeah, this team kind of looks impressive because, again, we don't need any sort of Zeta mats. We don't need any crazy pay-to-play things. The only issue is this isn't really a team that you want to probably over-invest. And this is kind of a team you don't feel like getting all the legendary stuff, which I highly recommend you try to shoot for. But it's a good temporary replacement because we don't know how long this team will be viable. But the whole point is to show you that it does work. That's the thing. And you don't need all this crazy stuff. You don't need General Kenobi, which a lot of people don't have access to. All right, we're going to keep using our basic. 1 hit, 2 hit. Excellent. And so they're going to lose General Kenobi soon enough. And it's just kind of a constant loop. And that's the thing, how this works. And if you're going to use R2-D2, which, I highly recommend. If you don't have R2-D2, try to work towards him. He works in so many lineups. This team is pretty much, that I'm using, is almost unbeatable if everyone gets under stealth right away. All right, let's see. Let's work on Kylo Ren. He should be done soon. Now, she comes back to life. Now, let's work on Han Solo. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, because when Night Sister Acolyte's under stealth, she gets 2 hits, and she has a 70% chance to go under stealth each time, which means there's a good chance she's going to come back every single time. And there we go. We have Han Solo under, he got stunned. And let's just finish him off just to be on the safe side. There we go. He's done. Now, R2 is going to get a beating because he can't go under stealth as often as all these other people. But we're still going to win. I probably could just put this on auto, and we should be able to win. Let's go hit that auto button. And there we go. But as you're probably noticing, I probably said this already, the most crucial element to this team is the Night Sister Zombie and the Night Sister Acolyte. And the Nute Gunray leadership just provides a couple additional bonuses. You get turn meter on a critical hit. And that's pretty much all we're worrying about. We just want these characters to get back into battle as fast as possible. So we should be able to win this battle. Let's go and just let the rest of it play out. I want to just show you how good it is with hands off. It should be able to win without any problems. Let's go and check it out. And there we go. We're wrapping it up here. So there you go. Night Sister Zombie, Night Sister Acolyte. Such a great combo, and it pairs nicely with other stealth-based characters. Now I'm going to see if we can try to get to a General Kenobi team because that's the biggest weakness. We'll check that out, and then we'll kind of keep going on from there. So this is going to be the biggest weakness for this team. But again, a General Barriss team is a weakness for many teams out there, and it's nothing that's too out of the ordinary. So again, here we go. We want to make sure everyone goes in their stealth. The good thing is, even though most likely I won't win, the enemy's not going to win either because they don't have any sort of crazy, massive AoE damage. They don't have a massive buff dispeller like Baze or B2 Super Battle Droid. That's their biggest weakness, but it's gonna end up being a draw. I'm gonna see if maybe we could try to win here, but the chances are, I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, and Darth Nos, what he will most likely do is get to hit the Night Sister Zombie quite a lot with Annihilate, but she's just gonna keep coming back because of the fact that the Night Sister Acolyte is in battle. It's a very useful mechanic. Oh, see, Nute Gunray lost his stealth. That's the reason why I do like R2. Again, he's not necessary, but man, he makes the team so much better. It's just that a lot of these people, Nute Gunray and Night Sister Acolyte in specific, their basic only has a % chance to get that stealth, and having R2-D2 ensures it kind of fills in those gaps where we don't get stealth. But there we go, we got stealth. We might be able to get Kylo Ren unmasked out of the battle fairly quickly. Let's see. Yeah, this is gonna be these General Barriss teams. They definitely take out a lot of energy to beat. A lot of time, a lot of energy. You just got to make sure you get that critical hit immunity. That's pretty much the main strategy. Oh boy, Great Admiral Thrawn trying to save the day. There we go. Now, Nute Gunray, overall, he's a pretty garbage character. And again, the only reason I'm recommending this is for people who want to get up to the top really quickly, and you might have these characters sitting around. Nute Gunray, you can farm him in the squad arena. Princess Leia, you can farm her in squad arena, and she's one of the best rebels out there as well. Then you have the Nice Acolyte. She's a free-to-play character, very easy to get. And then Geonosian Spy from our previous test, you can get him from the from Cantina. So all these characters are free-to-play, and they're very effective in this type of lineup because of the whole Night Sister Zombie and Night Sister Acolyte combo. All right, come on. Now, see, I'm probably going to have to auto this soon because we're struggling to get... This is where probably Geonosian Spy would come in handy because of the fact that he could remove these taunts. Let's see if we can maybe get Kylo out of here. Ooh, we're getting close. We're getting close. All right, close. Come on, Gunray. There we go. Okay. So we managed to get him out. R2D2's fracture. It's not looking good. That's not looking good at all. Let's see if maybe we can start working on Barriss, all right? Yeah, shoot. I was hoping he wouldn't go for R2D2, but that Thrawn got a well-timed fracture. But I think we should be okay. They're not going to beat us in terms of defeating everyone, but they might time us out. We'll find out. This is Warriors team we're going up against, and the Kylo Ren and Barriss and Kenobi combo, it works fairly well. It's not completely undefeatable. You can beat it with some lineups. I've beaten this lineup with the Sith team, but we're mainly trying to show this here. So I'm going to go. Let me play this out. I'm going to see if I can try to win because the talking does drag it on a little bit. So stay tuned. Let's see if I can try to pull a win here. Yeah, it looks like we're not going to win this, guys. The problem is we don't have buff immunity, and we don't have that much damage output to override the bonus health that Barriss is giving off of her Zeta. And General Kenobi doesn't grant himself critical hit immunity. But the good thing is, even though they have Darth Nest and he's increasing cooldowns, the main thing that's important for these characters are their basic, especially for the Night Sister Acolyte and Nute Gunray. You got to make sure they're using their basic constantly. So as you see, General Barriss teams are definitely hard for this team to beat, but again, even the best meta teams out there, Commander Luke teams, they struggle against these teams as well, but the thing is, they can handle it a little bit better because they have buff immunity, they can control it a bit more. So I just want to make sure you have all the facts. General Barriss is definitely going to be a very hard counter to this team I'm showcasing you. All right, last battle here, ladies and gentlemen. This time, it's a little different. Not exactly a meta-style team, but it's got pretty much most of your meta characters with the exception of Jyn Erso, but it's still a pretty solid team to showcase this against. So there we go. We're going to pop under stealth. Let's hopefully Nute Gunray gets his stealth. Excellent. So far, so good. Now, then Sith Assassin goes under stealth with her Dark Shroud ability. And here we go. Let's see if we can get... There we go. Everyone is under stealth, and they're under stealth as well. So we have to mess around with their old Ben, unfortunately. So, oh, actually, let's work on their Commander Luke. He popped out under stealth. Okay. But yeah, guys, again... I'm not saying this is the best team out there, but you guys sometimes want to see stuff that's not your typical General Kenobi, and that's why I decided to hop on this video, because I think some of you guys would appreciate this type of lineup. Again, if you don't have any Zeta mats, no Commander Luke, no General Kenobi, I still think this is a very solid lineup, but I definitely would make sure to still farm your other stuff. This is only a temporary solution. Who knows? This might not be all that amazing in terms of longevity purposes. Another thing to keep in mind, if you are going to use this team, watch out for TIE Fighter Pilot. That massive buff immunity will really mess you up. And also watch out for Baze and the B2 Super Battle Droid. Those are pretty much your main counters. Mainly anything that has mass buff immunity and mass buff stripping at the same time. That's your biggest weakness you got to worry about with this team. Other than that, you can handle... Oh, geez, Nute Gunray just got wiped out. That's kind of a bummer there. And I highly do recommend you put Princess Leia in this lineup. I find her to be very helpful because of the fact she has decent damage output. She gains a lot of turret meter when she goes back under stealth. And we're going to have to hit Old Ben here. And let's see. There we go. So Old Ben is dead. I had to give him all the buffs. Normally, I don't like going for Old Ben, but in this situation, we had to do so. So we should be able to win this. Let me go again. I'm going to just go do my thing. As you'll see, with just 2 characters and the Night Sister Zombie, this is a no-brainer team. So let's go watch how the rest of this pans out. And there we we go, guys. The battle's wrapping down. Again, this is I think it's a really interesting team, and Night Sister Zombie really opened up the atmosphere on what we can achieve. And one of some of the worst characters, Nute Gunray, one of the worst characters in the game, became somewhat viable in this type of circumstance. Just get a bunch of stealth characters around Night Sister Zombie and Night Sister Acolyte, and you got yourself a winning team without all the other crazy stuff out there. I hope this video was helpful today. Again, not the best team out there, but I want to show you guys who don't have access to all those really important things, Zeta mats, legendaries, R2D2, General Kenobi, yada, yada, yada. There are ways to beat meta teams with some of the most interesting misfit characters out there that no one would ever expect using. No one ever really expected to use Nute Gunray. Well, here he is, all because of Night Sister Zombie and the huge bonuses she gets with her kit. If you guys did enjoy this video and enjoy it, please feel free to leave me a like. Also, comment down below, what do you think of this oddball heathen team that we're using here? I'm really curious to hear your guys' thoughts, and be sure to subscribe, guys, if you haven't done so already. And as always...